Hey. So I'm gonna just jump right into the point of this video right here. So a lot of times I hear dudes talk about how, the female is disrespecting him or being disrespectful to him. And that's always a point of contingent for a man, right? He don't like to be disrespected. And you understand that because even in the Bible tell you to, for females to respect the man love the wife like, love the woman, love the wife like Christ, love the church, but he tells specifically for women to respect the man. So that alone lets you know that respect is heavy on the man's, in his realm of requirements, right? So I'm just tell some of y'all dudes some reasons why she starts being disrespectful. I don't know how many points I'm gonna have, but I'm gonna just let you know if you ever was wondering what's going on with her when she starts being disrespectful towards you, or if that's just been her personality to be disrespectful, and you just been dealing with it, putting up with it for whatever reason, right? So the first reason why she may be of a disrespectful type is because how she was raised. It's been my experience that females who may not have been raised with a dad or around their dad, or if they had a weak dad, it's been my experience that sometimes they've been more disrespectful. Now, that's not always the case, because even as I'm saying that, I'm thinking about one of my best friends that she didn't necessarily have her dad, and she's never, she ain't really been like flip at her mouth or whatever. She got married. She settled down young and then ended up getting married. But she hit the jackpot with her husband. So, and she know that. I always let her know that. And, her husband has always been good provider. Like she did right. God looked out for her with that one. But anyways, that is one of the top things. It has to do with her not having a respectable male presence in her life. That's one reason that she may be disrespectful. How she was raised. If she was raised by a woman who didn't really instill in her to respect a male or respect manhood or respect authority, that could be one reason why she's disrespectful. She just wasn't taught, she wasn't introduced to the importance of being respectful to a man. Maybe her pops didn't show up for her. Maybe she had a dad, but he just was weak. He let her do anything. He didn't know how to, really do the dad thing. So he might have been present, but it was almost just like he wasn't present, Mom could have been a mom that disliked men. So mom was always disrespectful. So she picked up on that disrespectfulness, right? So that's the gist of it. One, how she was raised. Then we're going to get into number two, which is me. Somebody like me. I was raised with a dad. I was raised with a strong dad. So I was raised to respect authority, right? So a person like me, I'm also alpha female. If I start disrespecting you, now you got some on your hands when I start being disrespectful because, or my type, because we understand the importance of respect. We understand how heavy that weighs, right? So you really have to be did something or not did something for me or the likes of me to start being disrespectful. Because for me, I don't even like to see a woman being disrespectful to a man, right? That bothers me, like on a big level. Like, I don't know, I just like to see a man being respected. I don't like to see a woman cussing at them, calling them B's or calling them P-A-N's. You know, y'all know what P-A-N is. F-A-N's, especially if you're from Florida, you're from the hood or anything like that, you know what those letters stand for, right? So at the point where a woman who values a man and values respect, at the point where she starts being disrespectful to him, it's something he's doing or something he's not doing. She's sick of you, basically, right? And instead of her leaving you alone, it just may be easier for her to be disrespectful to you, because chances are you're going to take it and deal with it for a while. Usually we start off lightweight, just pushing the buttons, just seeing how far we can go, saying little stuff just to see what your reaction gonna be, right? And if you mess around and don't put your foot down, or you let too many things slide, she finna act like it's a slip and slide. Who? Suds and all, she finna go all the way at some point. But that pretty much, like I said, it stems from her being frustrated with you, and maybe being a bit emotionally unintelligent, meaning she doesn't really know how to express how she's feeling, or she's tired of expressing how she's been feeling in a proper way. So now she just at the point where she's sick of it, she's tired of it, or you just did something that's just so ridiculous, she just can't respect you, you know. And some things that you could be doing, not working, not taking care of your kids, always getting caught up in whatever other female stuff you have going on, right? Just being sloppy with it, just getting caught up all the time, over and over again, you know. Dealing with females that you done said you don't deal with her no more. Better yet, you probably even then talked about this female to this girl, and then she finds out you still dealing with the same girl. That is something that will make a female just totally have no respect for you and treat you as such. You better off not even bringing up no other females to the girl, especially if you know you ain't all the way done dealing with them. My mom used to say this, hey, she say, don't never let a man talk to you about another woman, because he ain't talking to her about you. And that may be true some of the times. A lot of the times it may be true, right? But these dudes in this season, they do a whole lot of extra pillow talking and talking about everybody. That's the reality of it. It's safe to expect that person gonna drag your name with the other girl. Like, you just already know that that's what they're gonna do, because that's how they built now. Those the kind of things they do. And that's why the girl be saying, you a You know what I'm saying? That's why she be hitting you with them initials, because she already know that the type of stuff you're doing is not stand up, right? So that's the second one. How she raised, what you doing, or what you not doing. Other things that make why she could be being disrespectful is because she done caught you up in something. She knows something that you're doing that you don't know she know. You don't know she done found out about it, because you know she either haven't left you yet, or she haven't told you what it is, but she can't hide it. You know, she just maybe hasn't been ready to confront you about it yet, But emotionally, it's just getting the best of her. She can't even keep it in us. She can't even hide it to keep it in the spirit. She knows what she know, and it's aggravating her to the point where she just like, you make her ill. Like, she just can't even pretend like she respects you anymore. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we know certain things, or we'll find out and we can't say it because of who told us. You're gonna know. You know, so sometimes we just gotta sit on it. But the longer we sit on it and it eat us up, the more disrespectful we get, right? So, like they used to say, it's better out than in. I believe that, because when you be trying to hold on to stuff and keep it in, man, listen, when you finally blow up, let me tell you something, you gonna show out with it, right? So that's the third reason. She knows something that she can't say. Another reason that she may be being disrespectful to you is because you got some homeboys that's getting at her, that's trying to get at her, right? So in our mind, if this dude trying to holler at me, it's because he knows something is going on. He knows what my old man have going on. That's the reason why he's being disrespectful like that. Now, that's how our mind will probably think, but that don't really mean he could just have a homeboy that's slimy and grimy, right? And that's just what the homeboy do. But we tend to think, if he doing this and that's his friend, he know I could tell him. Why isn't he worried about me going back telling him? So he must have something on him, meaning he must know that he have other things going on. So that's why the homeboy trying to get at me. He ain't scared. He ain't worried about it. Because he know that my old man is messing with other females, being disrespectful or whatever. So what do he have to lose by trying to get at me? That's the fourth reason. And the fifth reason that she could be being disrespectful to you is just that she done found out somebody else. You know, she really ain't on you no more. She like you or she love you, but the situation, she done gave it all she could give it. And hey, she done found somebody else who probably is doing the things that she been asking you about. Like, she been asking you about getting a job. She done met somebody who got a job, right? Or she been asking you about taking her on dates or whatever. She done met somebody that done started taking her on dates, and they take her on good dates, right? So you get the gist of that. Sixth reason she could be starting to be disrespectful to you is you. Like, you just ain't stepping up as a man. Now that could tie into number two when I say some things you doing or not doing. It's kind of the same, but you could have been that dude when she first started dealing with you, right? And then now it's like you showing up as somebody else, like she don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you changing, and so is her attitude in her mouth, right? She need consistency. However you gonna show up like that out the gate and keep on with it. But when you move a certain way for a certain amount of time, then all of a sudden you a new person. She can't respect that. She can't respect it. So you moving funny and her mouth getting funny, her moves getting funny, her ways getting funny. So that's another reason. So all I can say is this. For me, I know that once you start being disrespectful, it's hard to come off of that. You know, like he really have to do something to make you start back respecting him. And if he don't do nothing to make you start back respecting him, you're not going to respect him. You know, that's just the reality of it. if he doesn't change what he have going on to make you start back feeling however you was initially feeling, and to build back up that respect, it's not going to be there, and the disrespect is just going to continue. Chances are. Now I will say this to ladies, is that once you start being disrespectful to him, then you have to know that men sensitive. Like, in these last couple years, I have realized that guys are almost sometimes more sensitive than women, right? And that's surprising to me when I really tapped into that and realized that, because I'm like, like, I thought I was supposed to be the one who, but it's like, no, some of them, they super sensitive, right? So once you start tapping into that disrespect, and like me, listen, I'll go in. Like, I'll go in. Once you start doing that, it's like you tearing them up. You eating them up on the inside. Like, it's hard for them to come off of that and forgive you for that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if your disrespect is tied into some truths. Like, you really pointing out what he coming up short at. And you really showing him that, bro, like, you is not the cat's meow. Like, boy, look here. When you start pointing out them things and you not doing it in love and in a way that is gonna facilitate growth versus facilitate anger and dislike, listen, it's hard for you to come off of that. So I just encourage y'all ladies, you know, watch what you say. Watch the things that you say, and watch your attitude, and, you know, really be paying attention to yourself as a person and the things you want and the things you don't want. And when the dude start exhibiting those behaviors that you know gonna make you disrespect him or gonna make you not want to deal with him, like, your best bet is to just, like, have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? At least give him the opportunity to change those things that you know really bother you. You know, have the conversation. But if you know it's a situation where that's just who he is and he's not going to be changing those behaviors, then you know what you got to do. You got to get your grip and skill, baby. Right? That's all. That's really the only choice, because at the point where you talking to him any kind of way, and you know, like, to even think about him make you squint your face up, like, like, yeah. That's unhealthy. Like, that relationship is not in a it's not in an upward progression posture. And that's just saying it, you know, nicely, to be honest, right? That disrespect is heavy. Like, you got to once that come into play, it's just hard to come off of that, you know. And I know I have been like that. I have been very, very disrespectful at times, right? So that's one reason why I'm doing this, because I know that if me as a woman who was raised to respect men and raised, you know, not even liking to hear a woman be disrespectful to a man, if I do it, then I know I can only imagine what other women doing. And then when they call their sisters and their cousins and their mamas telling them about what's going on, they ain't helping the situation none. They making it worse. They making you be even more disrespectful and making you feel justified in being disrespectful. Now, I feel like this, in all honesty, like, there's no justification to be disrespectful to anybody, right? Because at the end of the day, if that's somebody that you not married to and them not your kids or whatever, it's a good chance that they not nobody that you even really have to deal with. You know, you're dealing with them out of a choice. You're making a choice to do that. So at the point where, you know, it's just real bad, you could make the same choice and not have no dealings with them, you know. And that's something that I had to come into that in growth, right? Because I wasn't there, right? But I also, it's been few and far between times that I have really had to be disrespectful to somebody. You know, like I said, that's not really anything that I ever really stood on, you know. And I have really, for the most part, tried not to be that girl that was disrespectful, you know. But hey, every now and then you find yourself into a situation that, hey, it's just not the best situation you could be in, and you find yourself getting out of character, and you find yourself doing the same things that you don't like to see people do. So, and that should be an eye-opener for you. When you start seeing yourself acting like people that you used to be like, oh, you know, when you start acting like that, that should be an eye-opener for you to do some self-check, you know. And sometimes when you in the thick of things, you can't do the self-check because you knee deep in it. You know what I'm saying? So I get that too. Sometimes it takes you to actually get out of the situation to be able to look back on the things that you did wrong and look back on the things that, you know, you should have made better decisions about, you know, and to see how you could do better moving forward, how you could not even get back in the situation like that, you know. Because for me, I'm like, you know, I don't want to be disrespectful to my husband when I get married. Like, for me, that's not even anything on the table. Like, he can't be disrespectful to me, and I definitely don't plan on ever being disrespectful to him, because that's just not that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down, because I know how hard it is to get out of that. You know, once you start, it's hard to turn around from that. So it's better to never start with the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things is just easier to never start, you know. So for me, I'm in this season of my life, I'm definitely trying to check all the things that I feel like, you know, I should do better in, you know. And like I said, the disrespect, I think that's something I could easily do, just because I stand on respect, and I believe in people showing me respect, and I believe in giving respect, you know. So now I'm just more cognitive of, you know, even though I like to be respectful, I'm cognitive of the fact that there are things and people who can make me, or who can, you know, strongly push me into, not make me, because I make the decisions, but they can strongly push me in a way of being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't want to be disrespectful to a male or a female. Like, I just don't care to have those type of interactions. If I have to be disrespectful to you, you just somebody I'd rather not deal with or talk to, you know. And sometimes, you know, you might love the person that you're now disrespecting, just because they put you in a situation where, like, you love them, but they ain't really giving you nothing to respect. They probably ain't giving you that much to love neither. You just probably really still loving them off of history stuff, right? But now it's like that history ain't even strong enough to make you keep respecting them. So even though you love them, you don't respect them, right? But hey, when that respect is gone, like, yeah, y'all done, right? So yeah, I just wanted to share those things. So yeah, I'm probably gonna title this video when the respect is gone, just because that's what I was feeling. I was big on that. And I just wanted to share with the guys, you know, what are some of the things going on in her mind or in her life when the respect is gone. So, you know, you're not marrying her sister, her mama, and all that, but hey, it is good to know what she have going on, what she come from. You know what I'm saying? And she could be totally different than the family that she comes from. She could be totally different from them, but she also could be just like them. So it's a good idea to have an idea. Like, for instance, my auntie Velda, like, when I say she used to, boy, listen, don't nobody cuss better than her. No, nobody cuss better than the way she used to cuss, right? Before she had her last stroke, right? But listen, one thing I remember a long time ago when she was arguing with her boyfriend, and she told him, oh, I'm not gonna be bees and stuff in the daytime, and then I'm gonna be laying up with you at nighttime. That stuck with me. I say, what you say? Yeah. See? So you done said something in the moment that you felt was, the thing to say, but now it's nighttime and it's cold outside, and who is you holding? You know what I'm saying? And she might be right in the house, but she ain't stun you, because you done got off on her so good, and you done said all these little cute cliche things that done hurt her feelings and made her feel less than. That girl don't want to be bothered with you, bro. You done disrespected her to a point like she don't even listen. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna share this. Like I say, I ain't had a whole lot of disrespectful things going on from a man. Like, I done had my share just like every woman. But as far as the dudes that I deal with, I tend to try to pick dudes that I don't think gonna be just cussing me out and calling me all out my names and stuff. Like I'm not even attracted to dudes that do that. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're doing it by their baby mama, their ex-girlfriend, like, cause I'll be next. Cause I already know I have potential. Like, I make you, like, so yeah. But listen, at the point where you start being disrespectful to me, or you say something to me, I really don't even want to share my time, my space, let alone my body with you anymore. Like, you could say some things that really make a woman shut down completely, totally, and utterly. Now, I'm not saying you can't come back from that, but I'm just saying in that moment, if she anything like me, man, you can't even blow on her. Like, she don't even much want to be in your presence. You feel me? Like, in fact, all she really want to do is beat you at the disrespect. By nature, I'm a competitive person, right? So at the point where you done really disrespected me, when I say in my mind, all I could think about is the worst things that I could say to you ever, and ain't nothing off limits, and I have to make myself say, like, no, I ain't gonna talk about his kids. No, I ain't gonna say nothing about his mama. No, I ain't gonna say nothing about this, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to make myself do that, because everything on the table for me when you be there really pissing me off or really disrespecting me in that way. You understand me? Like, because I get to the point where I don't care nothing about what you're going to say about my family or nothing like that. But other people, they do be sensitive about their family and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, listen, let me tell you something. My family, from the highs and the lows, the best and the worst and one thing about it, we love each other through it all. So whatever you say about them, listen, they could take it. So I definitely could take it. You know what I'm saying? But other people, they get sensitive. Like, they sensitive if you talk about their mama and stuff. Man, listen, my mama dead, and when she was living, whatever you said about her, she didn't care. So, you know what I'm saying? I had that same attitude, like, so what? You know what I'm saying? Now, it is some things that you could say that are triggers, but you really got to really know me to know what those triggers is. Now, once you mess around and say something that is one of them triggers, man, ain't nothing I won't say to you. It ain't nothing I won't say to you. You hear me? About you. And then I say it to you. Right? You feel me? So it's like, I hate to get in that mode, because that's so disrespectful. That's so low life. That's so, especially when it's somebody that you have loved, or somebody that you had relations with, or somebody that you were friends with. You hate to start name calling and getting so grimy and slimy, with disrespect. So it's better just to cut that snake off at the head. When you see that disrespect creeping in, or you see like, hey, they making it hard for you to really, care about them and treat them with the dignity and the respect that they need, when it get hard for you to do that, that's a red flag right there that, hey, you need to go ahead and start figuring out how you're gonna back up out of this situation, or how you're gonna cut this person off, or how you're gonna give that person a break or something, you know, because like I say, some disrespect you can't come back from. Some things that you say, you're never gonna come back from that after you say that, you know, or after you do that. And I know I done, listen, as a kid, I have done some disrespectful things, you know, and when you look back on it, you like, man, wow, that was creep. I shouldn't have did that, boy. Woo, what he could have did to me when I did that, you know. So yeah, I just say, when as a grown person, when the disrespect starts to get real, like, you have to pay attention to that, and you have to get out of that situation as soon as you can, respectfully. So that's that. Y'all have a good one.